I wasn't saying that we don't make a statement. I was saying that if we use the word solidarity, that we have to have the event.
I think to be clear, what's been proposed is that in words only, the occupiers and people in Oakland who will be participating in a general strike know that this General Assembly supports them generally. This does not mean that anyone in Phoenix has to go on strike. As we all know, different occupies are using different tactics across the country, and there's no expectation they be repeated or mirrored here. I think what he's proposing is this is an exceptionally historic event, and that a show of support could be heartening after a long week of struggle in Oakland.
One moment. Would it be helpful if we got the exact wording on a whiteboard now? Yeah? Keep going. Oh, everybody? Keep going. Discussion.
Mic check. I think that if we were to say that we encourage people in Phoenix to join their general strike, and that statement has meaning and does what this man says in heartening their effort, knowing that they're not alone. However, I think if we say something that says we support it, then we just all go to work and don't say that we want to strike. Then I think it rings very hollow and doesn't necessarily feel very supportive to them.
Mic check. One thing I just want to say is that we come up with a statement and an official proposal for another GA whenever we can discuss and have time to come up with a statement. So I propose that we table this until we have an official statement or action.
This is actually the last thing on the agenda. Okay. I still think there's discussion. That's really valuable. Happening here. Can I get fingers up? You agree? And for discussion. Is this a valuable discussion? And fingers down if you want to move on. From this temperature check, I'm seeing most people want to keep talking. Next on staff.
I propose if you want to strike, but are afraid to be fired from work, refuse to clock in, show up to work, but tell them, in light of the situation in Oakland, you refuse to be paid to do the work you will do that day. Any evil corporation jobs will not allow you to stay there if you're not not on the clock.
Will not allow you to stay there if you're not on the clock.
That is just a suggestion.
That is just a suggestion.
That if you want to strike,
If you want to strike,
but if you're afraid that if you don't show up,
if you're afraid if you
you'll
don't
get
show up,
fired, you're still making a statement.
I just wanted to say
that I have been a part
of many letters of support that have been co-signed by many other organizations in which we tell the people to whom the letter is addressed that we either agree or disagree with what they are doing. These letters in and of themselves have an impact on either decision making or on pardoning. And while they can be combined with an action, I do not see the need to hinder the passage of a statement by requiring that we also submit an action at the very same time. How are we doing? On writing down.
Almost there. We got 3, but 1, 2, 3.
Okay, we're taking 3, then we're going to read the proposal and we'll move on. 1.
To be clear, you do not have to replicate their action because we have very different circumstances on the ground than exist in Oakland. It does not mean that we cannot support their call for a general strike and still have to go about our day as more or less normal. It is, however, something I find inspiring as a possibility for all of us in the future.
Mic check. I just wanted to say that I would support either option I mentioned, which would be saying that we encourage people in Phoenix to do it. It's optional, but we encourage. Or not saying anything publicly at all. However we could. Still communicate with them personally. Mic check. My opinion is that no matter what, we make a statement. What, as a point of clarification, we can't say solidarity if we're not encouraging people to do it. I think that we can make a statement without making people do it, telling people to do it, whatever. That we can come up with two statements. One being if we encourage action to be taken here,
Other being,
and one
you don't need
statement
amplification. One man can
that
speak
is
without the
for
repetition.
if we
The
don't
nonsense
for if we don't have the means to do this action as a whole or in general.
That was 3. Raise your hand. You're on the stack now. I'm getting a lot discussion from the same people. Sorry guys. I talk a lot too. I'm hoping that I can get comments from you too. Maybe two more from the edges. And then we'll discuss more. Or try and pass a proposal. Please make your comments as short as possible. Go.
My name is Mark. Isn't the whole point of this? To be for global solidarity. And that we're all standing together. And our friendly encouragement. Would be very heartening. To everybody in Oakland. Regardless if anybody or everybody can strike that day.
I understand that they're calling for a general strike. But I also understand that other people are showing their solidarity in different ways. For Egypt, for example.
I don't need the people's mic, I'll just speak loudly. I want to agree with you and think that we don't need to worry about the semantics of the word solidarity when we're thinking about making a statement. I think you can stand in solidarity simply by coming out here in the day or simply by thinking about those other people. I don't think we need to worry about semantics of the word solidarity, that's all.
Great job!
I just wanted to suggest
Why are we doing March?
Solidarity.
As a way
of showing support
No.
along with the statement.
So, we just had a lot of discussion. Is it okay with everybody? If you read the statement. And try and decide. Can I get fingers up? If you agree. Fingers up. And now if I can see fingers. If you want to keep talking now. Okay, let's hear the statement.
Okay. I wrote something very brief. We can grammar check it later. But this is basic. The Phoenix Air. I'm going to speak without the people's mic.
Can you use your counsel to look at?
The marker was out that you gave me.
Use the people's mic.
Here, but somebody has to write that so you can see, because that's the whole point. Where's the whole? Well, why didn't you say that? I can see that too. Okay, I'm gonna read this loud. The Phoenix, Arizona, occupation stands in solidarity with the Oakland occupation. And November 2nd, general strike. We call on all friends. To help Oakland struggle against the recent police violence and repression. Long live the Oakland Communists.
The Oakland occupied.